Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. How is everybody? All right, looks like we are live. Everything is looking good. Let me just share this with everybody. Before we go ahead and get started, today we're going to be kind of working on the movement, just trying to kind of finalize what we want our character to, how we want him to move, right? The variables. So that's what we're going to be working on today. For some reason I have to log back into Discord, so give me 1 second. Just want to share this with everybody. All right. Okay. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. How are you this fine morning? Let's so to get started here, there's something that I noticed. So let's go into the hero script here. So this is where we have all of our movement, right? Hero movement, and specifically here, the low jump modifier or multiplier, sorry. So pretty much the idea is that if I don't press down on the jump for a long amount of time, if I just do a quick little jump, it should be just a very slight hop, right? There should be a difference in the height of the jump. But so 2 is what it was always set at before. So that's what we were used to. This is what it looks like. And we'll compare it to this. So long jump, quick jump. You see, there's no real difference. So I was like, well, we need to fix that. So I put 5, right? I wanted to see, okay, what's that going to do? So quick jump, okay. It seems like a quick jump is quick. Long jump doesn't work. So there's a problem with the low jump that I would like to fix, because I feel like that is a pretty essential part of this player controller. We definitely want him to be able to have that kind of low jump. So let's find the reference. Okay. So here we're saying the wall jump. Okay. So this is for the wall jump, actually. What is it that... Okay, so we're saying that if our player's velocity... So if we're going up or down, and we're not wall sliding. So if we're going down, right? So if we're in the negatives, and we're not wall sliding, then to create a faster fall, right? So the fall multiplier, right? So that makes us feel heavier. So we come down quicker. Okay, that makes sense. Now, if not that, and hero base velocity is higher, so that means if we're jumping and it's no longer is jumping, and collision manager is not wall sliding, then we do the load jump. Interesting. So I'm not sure if this is actually a good way of doing it, because I feel like let's just do normal debug log. Jump low. Jump low. Okay. Yeah, I don't think this is a good way of doing it, because we're trying to call it when the jump is already over, which I guess kind of makes sense because we're trying to get that short jump. But it's still, I don't think it would make much sense. Okay, so we're doing quick little jump, but now if we hold, it's still saying jump low because it doesn't make a there's no difference. That's the problem. That is what the problem is. Okay, so we can fix that. Yeah, we can. Okay, so let's try to go back to, where is it? Okay, so here's the jump, right? So we've got jump and if coyote ground. So we implemented a coyote time and jump buffer technically. So actually we should probably rename that just to keep things uniform. But if we jump, okay, I think we're just gonna have to do a timer to do float jump timer equals, actually, hold on. Oh, for some reason my arrow keys broke. All right, let's cut that. We're gonna have to create a separate area for all of the timers. That way we can keep track of them a little bit easier. Okay, so now what we do is set the, well, hold on. What do we want to do? We need to do jump timer minus equal time dot delta time. I forgot to put the dot. There we go. Okay. Now, hold on. Jump is, does it stay true until I let go? I think so. It's when it's triggered. So if it's being triggered, so I'm holding it down, then it returns true. So that's good. Okay, so if jump timer, right? So actually, let's go with a plus method. So if jump timer is more than 1, okay, and then if jump timer is less than 1. And so this actually might not make too much sense in this spot. There we go, I fixed the arrow keys. Hey, I love it. Sorry. El Velosmer. I'll get it. Don't worry. I'll try to, try it. Yeah, how's it going? How do hackers test their viruses? That's a good point. I don't know. Most likely they create a simulated environment and let their virus take over that. I think that's at least what the movies would say. So I think that's probably what they might do. But I really don't know. I'm not a hacker, so just a game dev. All right, so if we're holding down jump, yeah, I don't think this would work because, okay, so first of all, we need to think about it a little differently, right? So jump, when we press it down, we want it to jump, right? When we let go early, we want it to be, like, if it's a quick jump, we want that to be variable. So actually, I think all of this would be wrong. We should probably look up some way of doing it, maybe in a more proper way, because I think that I'm kind of working off of a bad assumption on how it works because of code that I wrote earlier, and I don't think that code actually necessarily ever worked. Okay, so I'm just taking a look really quickly because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a variable jump, right? So it's dependent on how long you hold it for. Right now, what we're doing is we're putting 2 states. And so I don't really want there to be 2 states necessarily. We could do something possibly where if we're holding it, hold on. I want to see something. Okay, right now we're saying up times jump height, right? That's what we're saying. So let's go ahead and remove the low jump area. Okay? Because what if when we let go of jump, all we have to do is really end the jump because we're adding a velocity to it. Okay, wow. All right. That is pretty high. Okay. So now what I want to do is when it's true, find a way to do it find a way to make it happen without applying the full force, if you know what I mean. Would that be by just adding time? So now it's dependent. I don't know if that's gonna work. Right now I'm just playing around with the issue. All right, now we're not able to jump. Okay, hold on. What if we hold the jump? Because maybe it is doing what we're trying to make it do. No, nothing. Okay. So yeah, let's take a look at how other people solve this. All right, so here we go. We've got Blackthorn Prod. He is using fix update. He's doing... Okay, so space jumping is turned to true, or jumping is true. Then if jump counter is 0. Okay, so he seems to be doing what we were going to do. Okay. Let's take a look at another look at his code here. Okay, so jumping is true. All right, so he says if he's grounded and he jumps, then jumping is true. The jump counter resets and the velocity jump force. If space and is jumping. Okay. So it seems like he's talking about a double jump here. Let's see what he says here, because it seems like this is what our problem is.
Definitely ask for help becomes a little more tricky, and that marks the end of this platformer tutorial. I hope it was helpful and that you didn't get completely lost along the way. If, however, you did, definitely...
Okay, so it seems like he is trying to help us do what we were trying to accomplish. The problem that is kind of messing me up is this. So the space, right? That makes sense. Oh, but I see. I see. Okay, so now he goes from setting the jump to able to happen, right? And then the jump. But then if he's still getting that key and jump is true, that means now they're in the air and you're still holding down the space. Now you continue jumping, right? And it seems like you just apply the same amount of force. Not really sure why. You just applied the force there, so technically that wouldn't really do anything. But I guess we'll see. Yeah, control and paste, right? Or copy and paste. Best way to make a game. Okay. So it's pretty much our idea, except now what we're going to be doing is a little bit different. Okay, so this is pretty much if grounded and jump, then we're setting this, right? And so at this point, this is where he resets the timer and he sets is jumping to true, which is good, actually. I think we can set is jumping to true here. I think that's what we should actually be doing. So let's just do that. Let's do that. We'll do jump timer equals 0 because we're resetting it. Okay. And then what was the last thing we want to set is jumping, right? And so now we have to tap into hero animations because that's where we have the states. So is jumping equals true. Okay. Now here we can do if is hero animations dot is jumping and right and jump. Okay, so now we're getting the input has stayed the same. It's continuing, right? So at that point, that's when we want to say this one where we're updating the timer. And then we want to go, let's take a look here, because what is so the jump counter here, and I suppose he's doing this outside of, so he's changing the timer just in the update somewhere, so like that. Okay, and then if jump timer is more than 0, all right, if it's more than 0, then we do, because we're adding to it, right? So actually it has to be a little more than 0. Let's say 1. For testing purposes, yeah, let's just say 1, and we'll see what happens. And then at that point, we want to do the same thing. Okay. That's pretty much all he does here. Well, here, what he's doing is actually removing, like he's changing the timer inside of this, but how does that help him? Because you see, he's resetting the timer, and then he's minusing the timer, but then the timer is never really getting used. Oh, it's using itself. I see. So what he's doing is actually, okay, he resets it to, like, let's say 5. And so if it's more than 0, you add the force, and then you're minusing until it gets to 0, and then once it's 0, then jumping is false. That makes sense. Okay, so what we should do is, I guess, just kind of follow what he did. Let's just put in 5 for now. And then here we can say jump timer. Then that actually consolidates a bit of our lines, which I am always a fan of. Okay, so let's take a look here. See if that does it. I want to also see, because I feel like we might be setting is jumping somewhere else. You know what? No, I don't think so. I don't think I actually worked on setting that to is jumping. Let's see. Okay, this stuff is for others. That's for other stuff. Okay, cool. Let's try it. All right, a little tap, hold, tap, hold. Okay, that doesn't really seem to be helping us. Let's see why. So right now we have low jump multiplier, fall multiplier, jump height. Maybe we can do, well, let's do divided by low jump multiplier. Okay, so the idea is that when we click it, it's gonna be a lot less. Okay, there we go. But if we hold it, it should, it's not doing it. Okay. So now how do we expand it? Oh, wait a minute. This is in the wrong spot. I'm not really sure what to do with this line just yet, because I'm realizing I should just be setting all this once instead of having multiple lines where I'm jumping all over the place. Okay, so again, we're trying to create the low jump for anyone that's new, and right now doesn't seem to be working. Okay, so let's see. So let's kind of just review things. Okay, so if the jump timer is more, so we're setting the jump timer here to 5, right? This should only fire once or just like a few seconds, because milliseconds, I mean, because right now we're saying, is it grounded? So ground jump. Okay, and then here we'll do long jump, and then finally, of course, we'll have no jump. Okay, and so now we can find out exactly what's going wrong here. Oh, well, of course it's going to be long. Of course, because we're setting it to such a high number. So let's do 0.5 and just see. Wait, how does that make sense? Hold on. What I'm doing is when I hit this, right? I hit it. It should be really quick. So what I should actually be saying is that if all right, sorry guys, I'm just trying to think this through, because when we tap it, that's when we want it to be short, right? But when we tap it, our timer is set to a certain point. So actually, the way we were doing it is the way that it has to be done. So we set it to 0, and if it's more than 0.5, let's say, this we have to add, and we can add that while we're still in the jump. I think that is how we fix this. So now instead of when we tap, we're still going to be like below the threshold. So we should just be getting jump or ground jump. And then as we hold it, then we'll get long jump. Okay, well, that's not very helpful, is it? Okay, so for some reason we're getting both, right? Jump low is now activating for some reason. Let's just cancel all of that. Okay, so now everything is firing. So when we jump, we're setting it to 0. Let's set this to 5, I guess. We want to see, is it going to get up to that point? Because when I tap, it shouldn't do anything. Okay, so no long jump, but then if I hold it, okay, so it's too long. So what the problem was is that I just had it for too short. So let's just set it to 1. Let's double the amount of time. All right, let's see if this works. All right, short jump. Yeah. All right, and then long jump. Okay, hold on. We need to go even smaller. Well, then that's where the issue came in, didn't it? When it was like this, it was too quick. Let's just try it again. Oops. Not sure what happened there. Okay. So let's set this to 0.2. Because as we hold it, we want it to, you know, go higher. All right, so right now it seems like it's just not a possibility to go all the way up. I wonder why. All right now it's 0.2. Let's find out what jump timer is. Okay. And we're saying that if jump is larger than 0.2, right? And then we're adding 2 jump, so that should happen pretty quickly, I would imagine. Let's take a look at what our numbers are working with here. Okay, so if I do that, it's like 0. You know, like it's nothing, right? There's nothing. If I hold it, okay, yeah, so it's very, very low. Let's do times 3. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Because it's just too low. Like, we're in the 0.000s. Okay. Okay, so it seems like we're not actually adding time. So that's a problem. Let's just do it like this. That might fix some things. Okay, that kind of made things go crazy. So let's see. I'm just gonna remove this for a second. We'll see what happens. Yeah, asking GPT to fix it for me. Well, you know, they're having some issues with AI right now. I mean, just the suit against, I think, OpenAI, right? Or no, not OpenAI, but OpenAI is GPT, but the other one, Diffuse, right? The image one, aren't they like in the middle of a lawsuit or something? So they're like gonna decide if it's illegal to use AI and claim it as your work or whatever. So like you try to use code that was, you know, drummed up by an AI, they might have some problems with it. Something like that. I don't know. Okay, so we're still having an issue. Okay, so the jump timer is larger than that. It's telling me that it's not larger than that. That's kind of insane. It's not right. Let's take a look at our reference here. Yeah, so this doesn't really make any sense. Because jump force is the same on both, and we tried that and it doesn't work. So we need to come up with our own way of handling this. So let's take it from the top. We click jump while we're grounded, and it does a low jump, right? So that's kind of working. We've kind of got that going. Sets the jump timer to 0. Okay. So if we set this back to 1, okay, and we do it's more than 0. We negate it here. Okay. Now, if it's more than 0, we'll do this one right here. We can actually remove that and put it right here. Okay. Now, if okay, so we're saying like if it's 0, so if the timer has gone down, then the jump height would be restored. So let's just set this jump height to like 0.2 2. Hopefully that'll be enough to see. Okay, so now it's doing the long jump again. Oh wait, but it should be doing long jump. That's right. What we need, long jump should actually be right here. And ground jump should be here. Or no, actually, ground jump is fine there, but air jump. Okay, so we're on the ground, then we're in the air, then we've held it for a long enough time, and then we fall back. So I think that makes sense. Ground jump, air jump, those are working. Long jump? Come on. Long jump, still not working. Let's take a look at the timer again, because I feel like it's just not sticking with it. You know, it's not going down like it should be. You see, every time I hit, it creates a new number. Oh, well, that is new. And then we get to long jump. Okay, so it's taking the amount of clicks. So we had it, we're on it, right? But it's like it really wants a low number, which is kind of crazy. And it's also, for some reason, this isn't playing multiple times. But we are in a debug. I mean, in a update, right? Yeah, this is the update line. So we should still be jumping. Yeah, so this should be counting down. Let's take a look at, instead of the jump timer, let's see how often, like, is it just a one-time hit for the debugs? So if we jump, yeah, so this is a one-time hit. So if we hold it, it stays as a one-time. So that's why. Okay, so that's why. That's why this can only ever be run once, because jump is only called once. Okay, I think I have a solution. I might not have a solution. I don't know. Hold on. We need to go to the input here because we might be able to change the jump. Oh, Okay. Okay, 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 okay. So, got it, got it. Okay, that actually helps us. So we've got the jump and then the jump release. Okay, that actually does help us. So now when we go to the inputs for jumping, jump right here. Okay, so we have that. That's fine. Now, what about where are the bools? Okay, so jump, and then we need another one, which is jump release. Okay, we'll just remove that. Now, when we go to, where is it? Where everything is getting, all of the inputs are being set. Okay, so it should be down here. Yeah, right here. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is create actually a new more like internal bool that's just called jumping. In fact, I don't think we even need that, because check this out. If jumping, or jump, sorry, and not, well, okay, if jump, right, then we say hero animations dot is jumping equals true. Oops. There we go. And then if jump release, then hero animations dot is jumping equals false. Okay, so now we've set this, and yeah, okay, so we said this, right? We're saying is jumping is true. Now with that information right there, what we can say is still a little more complicated, actually. Hold on, because now what we've set is pretty much when we release it. Okay. Yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, because this is why. So now when we hit the jump, we're going to do jump timer equals, what was it? 0.2 F. There we go. And now when we release, do we have to say anything? Not really, not necessarily. Okay, so now we say if jump. All right, so actually all of this can be true here. Okay, so jump. So that's pretty much what we had earlier, but here is where the change happens. So if is jumping, right? Then we do this. Okay, so now this will run continually because is jumping will be true until jump release. When jump release happens, it will be false. So that's kind of it. Okay, let's test it. I think it makes sense. I mean, you guys tell me, but I'm pretty sure it makes sense. There we go. Okay, so it did something, right? So we do a little jump, little jump, little jump, right? Or we hold it. Do a long jump. Whoa. Okay. All right, so yeah, definitely some bugs to work out because it's not doing good. Okay, let's go jump height divided by 4. I don't know. So I understand now why it was the same jump height. Okay, so you see, so I can jump normally, or I can jump a little bit extra. But technically, if I just hold it, we have no protection. Like we have no, you can't go any further. So that's a problem. Now what we have to figure out is how long can you be in the air, right? At some point, is jump has to be set to false. The release has to happen whether you release it or not, right? So that it's a good thing though. We're getting there. We're getting there. We need to change a few more things though. So if jump timer is more than 0, and then if jump timer is less or equal to 0, that's good. And so how can we figure out a way to turn off is jumping after a certain amount of time? How can we do that? Because right now it's only on the release. We could do a second timer called like air timer, right? Let's just try it. Let's see if that does anything. It might be, it's maybe getting things a little too complicated, but we may as well try it. Okay, so now when we are in a long jump, we set air timer. Wait, no. Okay, here we go. We set air timer here. Okay, air timer to, let's say, 2F. There we go. So now, as we're here, we do air timer. If jump timer is and air timer, if and air timer is more than 0. Let's just see what that does. Make an airtime variable that decreases by 2 every tick. Once it hits 0, jumping is set to false, and if jump is pressed, then only decrease airtime by 1, thus making the jump higher. Interesting. Interesting. All right, so I think that is kind of what we're doing here, but it seems like yours might be a little more like of a condensed version. So okay, so we can kind of do that, and if we hold it, will it do it? It will not do it. And you know why? Because I was stupid. This part has to be where is it? On the jump release. Or And this actually has to be, instead of more than 0, it has to be less or equal to 0. Okay, so we've got our small jump there, small jump, hold jump. It seems like our air timer is not actually changing, so let's take a look at that. May have forgotten something. Oh, I forgot to remove, like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, there we go. Okay, that should do it. Well, you know what? I don't know if we actually need this line right there. That might not be necessary. No, it looks completely normal to me. I personally fly when I jump. You do that too? You guys are hilarious. Should actually make a game where all of the kind of bugs, not necessarily like bugs, but things like this where you jump and then you fly, or like when you run and then the run animation just continues. Like make a game where everything is like mid development, so everything just kind of runs on the same loops and the jumps are not right. Okay, so that did it. It's just too much. All right, it's just too much. So we can fix that. That we can fix. We can fix that by doing what? By going down here. And where does it say 2? Okay, we set that to 0.5. All right. It's a feature, exactly. Precisely. That's what we're talking about. All right, so this is the higher jump. This is the low jump, higher jump. Excuse me. Wow. Okay, so this this might be the problem now. We need to kind of make it feel more natural, right? It kind of feels like we're just levitating. So we need to fix that. How would we fix that? So I think what we need to do is actually set the jump height to a much lower setting. So let's go into jump height. Let's put this to 4. Now we can kind of just alternate idea, just change the amount of gravity affecting the player based off of input. Yeah, we could do that too. I'm thinking with gravity though, if I decide to change, it might not, like the gravity might be too big of a change. You know what I mean? Like if I want to use gravity for something else later, it's kind of used up for the jump. I'm not fully sure if I'm going to add any mechanics where gravity would have to either be turned off. And so I don't want to mess with that just yet. press Y velocity gets set to 2 ticks, is decreased by 0.2, but if you press jump, it changes by 0.1. Yeah, I think that could work, but I think we kind of got what we're looking for here. Just now we have to play around with the variables, and then once I've got everything that works, then I can actually condense it into hopefully something more like that. Oh, you use Scratch. Yeah, I mean, we can definitely change the gravity and we can set things differently. But like we can set it to remove 1.2 or 0.1. But I think we should stick to this build for now because it's working. And then once it's worked and we understand why it's working the way it does, then we'll be able to modify it and make it better. Probably, like you said, if the timer is like taking too long, we can just remove it by a certain amount. You use Game Maker. Well, that's cool. Yeah, right now our character does not turn around. Okay, so what is it that is making it not feel right? He's slowly levitating, right? We tap. Okay, tap. What if we don't actually remove, like, what if we remove this thing here? Like, what will it feel like? I like the transition between the like low jump and the high jump. I think that's pretty good. He should be slowing down in the air to mimic gravity. Yeah. He shouldn't be able to just float easily. Okay, so this is what a low jump looks like. If we hold it, it just goes on for too long. That's what it is. Too long, and it doesn't seem to be slowing him down. Okay. So the fall multiplier, that's only once we actually start falling. But we could decrease the additional jump height as the timer goes. Like, watch. We could do... we could do this, I think. Jump height minus equal 0.1 and, you know, put a semicolon there. And so now what we're doing is pretty much, as the timer's going, we're making the jump height smaller, right? So we're adding less force, which hopefully will make it feel like, so when, you know, small jump, normal, then like that. Oh, but now it's gone. I forgot to reset the timer. Okay, so then when we're back to, oh, I see. Okay, hold on, we can't do that. We need to do it a little bit different, because jump height is what we set, right? We don't want to change what we set. We want to create like a proxy. So there's jump height. There's also jump speed, which we should just convert to something like this. Okay, And then that can take us where we need to go. So when we, where are we? When we're, I always get lost in my code. I need to organize everything. That's what I need to do. Random question. Do you do game dev full time, or is this like a hobby on top of your job? It's a mix of both. So I do game dev, I guess, is more of a side job. Because I do, like, my main job is video editing, and then I do like other odd jobs on the side. I don't really use game development anymore as my full-time job. I have in the past. I used to make like educational games and simulations for a local college, and so that was like when I was working like as a game dev full-time. But since then I've been doing other things. But I'm still working on this. I'd like to make this full-time again through YouTube. That would be awesome. I have a lot of game ideas, and I'd like to one day possibly even turn Varigon Studios into a game studio where we can make a lot of different games. Yeah, I have a lot of ideas, just not so much time. That's the problem. So that's why I'm hoping YouTube takes off, like everybody hopes, right? That they're able to turn their passion into their job. So hoping that works out, but we'll see. Yep, time is what gets us all. That's exactly right. Okay, so here we do the jump height minus equal. Wait, why is there a problem here? Not time though. 0.1 there. And here we would do jump height. Okay. And we do that here too. Now, when we press the jump, we have to set the jump height equals jump height. There you go. Okay, so that sets it for us. And I think the rest should be kind of done. Oh, something's wrong. Jump speed. Ah, yes, of course. This starts. Jump height. There we go. What about you, Ori the kid? Do you do game dev full time or hobby? A hobby. Nice. Are you working on like multiple little games, or do you have like a main release that you're working on? You work like 6 jobs. Whoa. That's a lot. Are they in programming or like anything like that related? You have a dream game, but right now you're working on something small. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, they always say start small, right? And I decided to ignore them since I had worked as a, game developer for other people. I was like, oh, I don't need to start small. I can go for my dream game. So here it is. But in reality, I have like 8 dream games. This is just one of them. The one that I'm most motivated for. So that, that helps. Uber, animation, video editing, teaching, serving, illustrating, etc. Wow. Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah, so I do animation, video editing, and I also do some like teaching, more like tutoring. But serving, illustrating, and Uber, you got me on those. That is a lot more, a lot of work. And you still find time to do like game development. That's crazy. Very cool. Okay, so I still feel like it's just not quite, like we're almost there, but it's just not quite. We're too floaty still, you know what I mean? Maybe we can increase the fall multiplier. Let's do like 8. Your hobbies are game dev, music, comic making. Yeah, you know, when you burn, what do they call it? Like burning the candle on both ends, where you're like just working so much. All right, so that he feels pretty heavy there, right? Like, but only on the fall, and that's the problem. We want him to feel heavy throughout. Comic making though, that's pretty cool. I actually made, I helped make a comic book. It was something that my dad and I started, a comic series. Actually, he has a comic publishing company for our comic books. Yeah. Never really did too much, but I'm hoping when I have some extra time that I'll be able to work on it some more. Because I think there's potential there. Just gotta be able to give it enough time, you know what I mean? Eventually, I think it'd be pretty cool to make a, you know, once this game is much closer to release, like make a exclusive comic book of my game for like as a collector's edition or something. All right, I'm just trying to see what the feeling of this is. It's still very floaty. I think what we might need to do is actually speed it up instead of slowing it down. We may need to speed it up. Let's see, where is our thing? Here. Not too far. Here it is. Let's just see what happens when we do this. Gonna go much higher, but then we could probably adjust that. Okay, so it does feel like a more normal jump in a sense where there's more power to it, right? Low jump, high jump. Okay, so there's more power, but it shouldn't need to be that much higher. Hold on. 1.2. 2. And let's remove like 0.3 at a time. Because I need that initial burst to be stronger, but then I need the end to not really round out, but like go quick. So that feels a little bit better, right? But now I'm not jumping as high. I need to jump just a little bit higher. This is the normal jump. which we're like barely clearing, right? And then this one we clear, but we're like barely. So it should be a little bit higher than that. Yeah, something quick, snappy. You're right. It's too dramatic. So it makes it feel floaty. I think you're right. I think that just the one that we did was probably the best if it was just a little bit higher. So this is normal. And then this is full. So we definitely clear the platform. I do want it to be a little bit higher though. Like I feel like it can get kind of confused. You know what I mean? Like this one and that one look pretty similar. But maybe that's the point, right? Maybe that's what it's all about. Maybe you're not supposed to see or tell as easily. Let's just play around with it. This stream is really just about figuring out what exactly feels right for the movement. And actually today's pretty exciting because it's film day. I get to actually film the next devlog, so this will all be in that devlog. Okay, that feels good. Smaller, higher. Smaller, higher. Smaller, higher. I think that's pretty good. What is your game speed, or does it play more like Super Mario game? That looks much better. Yes, thank you. Hey, welcome back. Yeah, so it's not gonna be like Super Mario. This is gonna be like a hack and slash, so I imagine it's gonna be a lot faster. But at the same time, so the reason that we're doing something crazy here is I think because it can't read what this tile is. It's I didn't attach anything on it, so it kind of bugs out on that. I think that's why we went flying there. So a quick jump like that, right? Or we can go higher. I'm starting to have a few what's it called? A little bit of lag, it seems. I'm gonna have to optimize all that too. It's a lot of work. Yeah, I think that looks good. Let's just, for the sake of testing, so we know that 1.8 seems to be the ticket. Let's go to 2 and just see what that does. You like fast games? Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, it's gonna be a fast game, but you know, it is an open world, which is kind of difficult to do in a 2D game, and it took me a while to figure that out. But so you're not gonna have to always have everything be super difficult, right? So let's see, as we're running up, does it feel like it's floaty? A little bit, but that's probably because of the animation, right? Like if we were to do a normal jump animation, that would be fine. What was that bit though, where we were like running in the air? I think it's because we hit the wall or the ground too quickly. I have a peaceful voice. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I love that. Having people, we could all be working. I think that's great. Have people to talk to. I noticed that streaming helps me not only stay motivated, but like it helps me to problem solve faster, because I don't let I don't let any distractions in, right? Like I'm here to do that. Yeah, 2D open world game. Well, because check this out. I mean, I don't know if you guys know this, you probably do, but my game has layers. So like I can jump backwards, right? And there's gonna be 4 layers, so there's more behind me, but I'm not I don't have tiles on those just yet. But like you can see I'm moving back and forth. Whoa, that was high. Yeah. Yeah, that's the main mechanic of the game. Because no, it's not just parallax. Yeah, this is the game world. I'm gonna reset this because I think the debug logs are killing the game. Hold on. That's really cool. How did you like do that? It's actually not too difficult, so let me just show you. All right. So we've got the layers recessed, right? So the first thing I did was I put like the distance behind it, right? And then what I do is I just like jump back, right? So that's the first part, right? So that's the first part of how to move the player. So on the input, I just change the position. But then it gets a little more complicated where I'll show you the script that I'm working on with it. So I've got the tile map manager. I need to go to system managers, tile map manager. And here we're setting, so it's 4, well, it's a lot more than 4 different tile maps. I have a tile map for each element pretty much. So every ground, so all the ground is a ground tile map, all the walls are a wall tile map. All kinds of, so everything is like a tile map, right? If we open up the world here, the world hierarchy, you can see deco 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So if we open up 0, then we see layer 1, or layer 0, sorry, and decor 1. So pretty much what this means is in the very front, we have the frontmost, yeah, it's 3D and 2D, exactly. So deco 0 is like the frontmost decoration layer where it is for parallax. Then we've got layer 0, which is multiple tile maps of that layer. So, you know, that's the ground, the walls, the whatever else, right? The background, if there's like a wall that's supposed to block us. And then deco 1 is right behind the first layer. That's the decoration. And then it goes to the next layer, 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, and it goes all the way to 3. And then I've got this other one, which I'm gonna implement pretty soon, which is the far environment, which is doing pretty much the same thing. These are gonna be tile maps that are just after the last parallax layer here, deco 4. And so that's gonna be like the far away background. And so if we go into the script, you can kind of see how I'm doing it. On a fixed update, layer manager is where I set what layer I'm supposed to be on, and that's what controls the Z coordinate of the player. Too much for you. Yeah, so anyways, it's a loop. It's a for loop that goes through all the tiles in all the tile maps, and I'm able to set the colliders on and off so that I don't waste like performance. It only happens the first time you enter on the layer. And let's see, what else? So yeah, I go through each tile map. And then I set here, based off of what layer, I set the positions And that's how I create the parallax. And also how I create that kind of like look, right, where it goes down. If you notice in the 3D view, you'll notice that this layer up here, right, they look like they're at the same height, right? But now when I switch layers, it's gonna get, the front one is gonna get lower and darker. You saw that? So it shrinks down a little bit, and that's what gives this appearance that it's lower. It also sizes up a little bit. Yeah, so that's what I was tackling in devlog. Was it 10? I think it was 10. Devlog 10. But yeah. So that's the main feature of my game, and that's how I'm making it open world. You're gonna have multiple paths. Those are important too. I mean, I've done that. But yeah, it's a lot of work. And actually, this is gonna be one of the things that I'm gonna mention in my devlog that I'm filming today. Should be out in a couple weeks. Is that with the animations, I'm gonna be like it's gonna be so precise. Like I'll give you an example, right, of what I'm planning on doing. So there's that, right? But now if we go into the layers here, let's go into this one. Okay, just like that. Do you make games? I just move an image. Yeah. No, so here, like, let's say, so you see this is kind of like a wall, right? Let's say that we crouch. Now, as we get to a wall, of course, it's gonna be a little different. You see this green line, that's where an actual half wall would be. So when we get to this point, we would have a few different options, right? Depending on the weapons that we have, depending on the inputs that we give. So if we press forward and jump, instead of jumping like normal, it's going to kind of do like a hop where he puts his arm and like moves himself over the wall. At least that's the idea. If he has like a gun or a bow, he'll try to put it like over the wall, possibly to shoot an enemy. So there's gonna be like a lot of slight variations, and that's why I'm actually starting to stream on Tuesday mornings, and those streams are just going to be animations because I have so many that I have to get done that, I mean, if I don't do anything like that, I'm gonna have some problems, Okay, so that is a problem, it seems. How old are you? I am 22. When he still feels so far away. Well, then you still have time to make more than bullet games. Oh, you're 20 in 4 days. So I have a feeling that every time we jump, even though we're doing like small jumps, right? Okay, I have to fix, I guess, the coyote jump, right? Because I'm realizing that's not working anymore. Okay. So yeah, I think that's what we need to do. Hero movement. And we've got, what do we have? We have a few different things. Okay, so this is how we fix the coyote time. Huh, 22 feels like married with children, even though you have a friend. 25. Yeah, 22, married with children, not quite. Not for me. I think children, that's a bit fast. But yeah, I'm actually turning 23 this year. So I'm a bit older. Yeah, that makes more sense. Thanks. So I think that what's happening is the jump timer, is it just accumulating? I think it might just be, I think that might be what's happening. Because sometimes we'll just go off like crazy. Oh, wait a minute. No. I think I know what it is. When we jump right next to this, we can like do a double jump. And so sometimes as we're jumping, right, it will like activate twice. And that's why we'll go flying, because it's like, I don't know, maybe. Yes, there is. So if we, or well, there should be. Uh-oh. It seems like the jump buffer isn't working. Coyote time though, yes. You see, I was able to, oh wait. Well, that was too long. You see, I was able to like jump just right off of it. That one was a good one. Yeah, so there's coyote time. There should also be a jump buffer, and I thought I like reinstalled it, but it's not happening. It keeps stopping. So it seems like there's something wrong. Let's check. If coyote jump and coyote time is more than 0, so we should do this. Let's just check. Because maybe I'm doing it wrong. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. I think... How come that's... All right. All right, so I guess I was just clicking it wrong. Because it is a short window of time. But you see, you can kind of like string them to get the right timing. Whoa, that's crazy. What is going on there? Why is it so high? It's like every jump it gets higher. I'm not even holding it down, I'm just tapping it. Insane. Okay. Need to figure out why that's happening. Which timer is this? It's the air timer. Let's do the jump timer. Or actually, hold on. Yeah, let's do. Is it jump timer? Yeah, I think it is jump timer. It might be. That might be why we're going into a super jump, possibly after a bunch of little jumps. So you see, we are kind of like going down, even though it shouldn't be possible. Unless we're not, it's kind of hard to tell, you know? There's just so many numbers that it kind of gets confusing after a while. I think what we should do, so you see, I think the small jump is actually maybe just a little too high. Just maybe a little bit. So let's divide that by 1.5. Just because I'm thinking it should be enough to clear one, but you need to jump higher to clear more, you know, to clear more than that. Whoa, that went way up. Wait, why is it so low now? That's weird. We jump just normally. Did I put the wrong one? Hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay, so when we're back on the ground, let's just make sure that that gets set every single time by doing both there, because we don't want that to be the reason that we're having issues. I think that's a pretty lame reason. Okay. What was the other thing that we had to do? I guess, well, we'll see. Okay, so it's kind of like just a jump right over type of jump. Is that too short? That might be a little too small now. Or we can hold it, and for some reason still not go anywhere. That doesn't make any sense. We're like hitting a wall. It's weird. What happened to our perfect jump? Hmm. We remove this. Does it really change anything? I don't think it does. Wait, did we change something here that messed it up? I don't think so. Whoa, all of a sudden just goes flying. Okay, so for some reason that works. But you see, it just goes a little too high. Just a tad too high. So I think, what do I think? What do I think? I think that if I try to do this here, it's not gonna go well. Because it will have lowered also this jump. But we can try it. Okay, so we do just a normal little jump, a little hop over the fence type of jump, boom. Of course, we need to fix the animations, but just a quick jump, you know? Just keeping it light, keeping it quick. And then, oh, and then now we're kind of stuck to like small jumps for some reason. So I think what's happening is that jump height, it seems like it's not really going back to the way it should be. So let's do another else here. Or maybe it is by doing and airtime is more than 0. You know? That actually might be it. Else, and then we reset the jump height. Let's take a look. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely something keeping it from jumping. Let's remove this, see if that's possibly what it is. There we go. That's a normal jump. That's the normal height. We get to near the peak. The mountains. That's right. We do a little jump, then that's good. Big jump, that's even better. So it seems like there's something odd when it comes to setting. Whoa, that was... Okay, somehow I was able to jump twice. Yeah, you see, I was able to, like... How did I do that? How am I doing that? I'm not sure. All of that is a bit confusing. But I'm pretty happy with the jump so far. I'm gonna have to do some modifications with that a little bit later. What else should we get done before ending the stream today? Got a few other movements. How does the run feel? question. So we can really only test it in like one direction though. Hold on. Let me make a very long, just plane to run on so that we can really test this out here. Okay, let's try that. Oh, we're in. Oh yeah, we're outside of the camera box. Okay. And now we're stuck in a animation that I forgot to remove. Oh no, we're stuck. Okay, there we go. Nope, that I guess that doesn't work. Well, reset. I do think that the run is looking good. I think the run looks good. And that's kind of all that we have right now. Of course, we had the ledge climb, we had the wall slide, we had all these other things. We had the dash, but I had to take all of those out for the time being, just because I'm kind of fixing some of this stuff, partially to work with a few of the changes that I made in the last video, in the last devlog, and also partially because I need to work on animations, and each of these interacts with animations somehow. I need to figure all that out before re-implementing it. So that's kind of all we've got for today. I'm pretty happy with the jump height. Of course, there are bugs. I'm going to try to fix those before the devlog comes out. But I think they're just like I forgot to flag something, or I'll have to take a look at the code with some fresh eyes. But tomorrow, I'll be doing animation 7 a.m. same time. Every Monday and Tuesday now will be 7 a.m. And depending on the success of these live streams, who knows? Maybe I'll do more. But that way we can focus on animation, because I've got probably a few hundred just for the player when we think of it. So that's a lot. And then I'm gonna have all the NPCs, the enemies, all these different animations. So it's like if I don't start now, like having like 2 hours a week of animation, then I'm never really gonna get them done. So anyways, thanks guys for watching. Thanks for chatting, keeping me company. It was a lot of fun. I'll see you guys in the next one. Leave a like if you haven't already, but I'm sure you have. You guys are awesome. All right, bye.